So right here, I have two products by Brother that will totally enhance your embroidery experience and your creative experience, not just for embroidery. It is the Scan and Cut SDX 325 and also the brand new Brother Print Moda. And I want to talk about the Print Moda first because it truly is taking, I mean, there's so much excitement about this because people can create their own fabric to use for photos, for quilting, for applique, and all kinds of things. So let's take a look at some of the samples we have. So first of all, if you look up here, I've got a banner. It was actually, I printed this for my daughter's 22nd birthday. And these are all images that were from my phone. And with it, the Print Moda works with what's called Artspira. Artspira is a creative application. I was able to put my images right in the app from my phone and print that. And actually, I have this here. This is the same thing. I did it twice, but I wanted, it has a carriage paper that comes off, and this has been my suitcase, but it's wrinkly, but it's beautiful cotton. And we look how brilliant these photos are. And I've done a test with some of these here. We've done a test where we've washed it many times, 5 times with detergent, and they're still brilliant. So that really is amazing. You can see here we have a quilt. Okay, now this is not my family, but this was on loan from Brother, and you can see it's soft, and these are some. Obviously, it means a lot to people when you take a photo and you can make a quilt out of it. And actually, on the back here somewhere is the label was printed on there, and it has all kinds of templates for doing labels. Okay, so now this is a sheet. See, it actually has a tray that a roll of fabric goes into. Okay, and it uses what's unique about this is it uses standard Brother inkjet ink. Okay, so the ink is not special. Okay, but the printer is special. It actually has a special process that gives you a much better result on this 100% cotton fabric. And you can see the roll of fabric. Actually, the largest roll is 5.4 yards, and it's about 11.5 inches roughly wide. Okay, and when you print it, you can print edge to edge, but this has a border, as you see on here. And look how brilliant the color is again. Okay, now there's all kinds of amazing things you can do with it. Let's look at this sample right here, and I'm going to thank Melissa from Brother for loaning me this sample. I'm actually touring, just showing this product. And look at that. That was started out to be plain fabric, like just as plain as can be. And on this lamp, I think that's a perfect example of it. This actually is a bag that is part of Artspira. It has projects, and we actually chose the pattern here, and the project showed us everything how to make it, and we can arrange and change that in many ways, and then print it. And you print it with a seam allowance. Now this actually has a sheen on it because there's a laminate sheet that you can put on it, and that way it kind of gives you a faux vinyl look, which is really cool. So many different things that you can use this for. Here's a cool thing right over here. This is someone took a picture of their dog and made this little doll of this dog here, and so that's a cool thing. I mean, it's a lot of fun, but I really like this for applique. And we're going to talk more about it because I believe embroidery applique is the most creative way to embroider, and it actually gives you better dimension because you're able to use fabric, as well as it's not as dense. Okay, so what I did is I took an image of a rose. I just took a screenshot, and with Artspira it has a special geometrical app that kind of reminds me of a kaleidoscope. You know those things that you turn, you get all different images? Well, I did that with a rose, and it actually created an arrangement of the roses, and I chose the color that I like, and I printed it out. Okay, I chose how long I want and printed it out. Then I used it, and I created this beautiful applique. Okay, now the rose has a meaning to me because my daughter's middle name is Rose, but I also love the burgundy color. Now I'll talk more about how I created that design because it truly is part of that ultimate creativity, combining the Print Moda with the Scan and Cut and one of the Brother machines, and we're going to talk about that shortly. But we have continued our introductory special on this here. This is a amazing product that I can barely keep in stock. Every time I bring some in, they're already half sold. It has a suggested retail price of $1,499.99, and it's on sale for $999.99. We're offering free shipping across the country. We also have interest-free payments. But there's also a bonus. We've continued a bonus. We're going to include the large 5.4 yards of 100% cotton fabric that's designed for this here. That's a retail value of over $100, and it's going to be free with your purchase. Now, this also comes with a roll of a starter roll of fabric, as well as ink cartridges and a startup pack. So that combines with its initial startup, and that makes this really a great value. But don't wait. The sale will end very, very soon on this here during our warehouse sale. If we don't have it in stock, we can't honor the prices, so you want to hurry up and order it. You will love this print Moda, I promise you. All right, so as you just saw with print Moda, that's an incredible product. But let's go one step further and talk about the scan and cut. And the scan and cut is something I believe that every person who has an embroidery machine should have. Because what's unique about the scan and cut, besides the fact that it has a scanner, it has 1,300 built-in designs, and the model 325DX as well as the 330D read the embroidery format PES. Okay, well, that's the format for both Baby Lock and Brother. Well, what that means is that no longer when you do an applique that you have to cut it out manually, which you do that, the results you get is never good. In fact, I've got a sample. We're going to put a video up there of this cat. And this cat, as you can see, if we look really close, this is me. I cut it out, and look, you can see how awful that is. Okay, and I really tried. But see, the scan and cut, what it does, it reads the PES format, and you can actually, if you have an applique design, it already has a cut and placement line. The scan and cut reads that. And so again, this is with any Brother or Baby Lock that uses the PES, and it will automatically cut out the shape you need and perfectly for your design. So your applique is perfect, and the results you see is totally amazing with the scan and cut. And so that's just one aspect of it. I mean, there's obviously electronic cutters. There's many of them out there, but again, not as good as the Brother. This has an automatic blade sensor system that will cut multiple types of fabric: vinyl, foam, batting. I've even seen wood, up to 3 millimeters thick. Okay, and also there's all kinds of creative applications of this here. So again, this is a wonderful product. We have this on sale. It has a suggested retail price of $999.99. It's on sale for $699.99. We're offering free shipping across the country, as well as we have interest-free payments. But you know what's coming. We have a bonus. So I'm going to include a rotary cutting blade, and this rotary cutting blade cuts even better. As you see here, it's like a rotary cutter. You have this bonus, and this is only during our warehouse sale, and this is while supplies last. So don't wait on this. Order yours today. Now again, we've got two facets of our ultimate creative package. We've got the scan and cut and the print Moda. Now let's talk about the Brother high-end embroidery machine. Now Brother just introduced the Stellaire XJ2, which is their combination of sewing and embroidery, and XE2, which is dedicated embroidery. They share the same embroidery features and designs and everything. They're identical in what they do. And I will say this, that if you compare top model machines that are in many ways it could be double the price, this outcompares those machines. Now, first of all, we've got a large 9.5 by 14 embroidery area, and it has over 700 designs, even Disney designs that are exclusive, over 100 Disney designs. It also has, they just added some designs, and by the way, if you have the Stellaire 1 series, there's an upgrade to add a lot of the new features. But let's look at some of these designs. I mean, just the detail in what it offers here. Here's a sample of the crochet patterns that are built in. And there's so many. I mean, I could do a whole video just on the amount of designs, but they're gorgeous and large and detailed, and so it truly is quite amazing. Oh, this is gorgeous. I love this here. And so the machine itself has all kinds of lettering capability. That's what I've always loved about Brother machines. They've got so many different lettering. I believe it's 30 different fonts built in, and you can customize the lettering in all different ways. You can also take this here, and I got a sample here of lettering that you can completely change the size of one letter and kern it. And you can actually take it and do a shape around it, a fill of different fill designs. This is actually one of the 30 different fills that you can use now from what's called My Design Center, or just in your regular embroidery. And so let's talk about that here. The fills are something very unique. So I can actually apply it to a background like you see with this butterfly, and apply a fill, and I can make a block of them. But I also can go into My Design Center, and My Design Center is the capability of creating a design without the use of a computer. I mean, it's quite amazing. And so I can take the shape, and the shape I can fill it with different fills, and I can also take the outlines and do different motifs, and it truly makes an amazing arrangement of designs. And you can even create things using an app from scratch. I mean, it is totally awesome. Okay. Now we're going to talk more about Design Center when we talk about the 3 facets of the. Remember, the ultimate package would be one of the stellaires, or we're going to talk about the luminaire, the print moda, and the scan-and-cut. Now, we'll get to that, okay? Now, this also has a special 2-point laser positioning system that gives you the ability to position your embroidery exactly where you want it, okay? So, for example, lettering, okay? Lettering, if you don't hoop your fabric straight, it doesn't line up, okay? So with this, I actually drew a line in my hoop to represent not hooping something straight. And all I need to do is go to that feature and connect one point, and then I connect the other end, and then it lines it up perfectly. Now this design, let's look closely at this design right here. This is a 2-part design. Actually, it's the same part hoop twice, but I used that positioning, that 2-part laser positioning, and I linked it together. So you would have to look hard to see where that's not lined up. So it truly gives you so much capability for multiple hooping. Now, besides all those lettering, let's go back to lettering. We have a beautiful new large monogram. It actually has 6 large monograms, which is totally amazing. Now, the XJ2, again, they share the embroidery, is a full-featured sewing machine. I mean, it has 11.25 inches of space for quilts. It has both the automatic fabric sensor system, but also it has the digital dual feed, which is a belt-driven feed that gives you awesome control on working with vinyls, working with minky, quilting. It also has a laser guiding system, so you can actually set a seam allowance and for piecing or for any type of seam allowance, and it gives you an amazing capability. With the screen, you have so many stitches on this here, over 700 stitches. And there's stitches that are for utility sewing. There's stitches that's a basting stitch that's about that long. I mean, it's huge. And then it also has large patterns that will simulate even quilting, like stippling automatically. So it is a top model in its own right. So for sewing, so that's the XJ2 is combination sewing and embroidery. XE2 is just dedicated embroidery. Now, let's talk about what I can do by combining one of these machines with the print moda and the scan-and-cut. And that to me is the ultimate package, the trifecta of creativity. So what we have here is we have that heart where there's that fabric I made with print moda. So obviously I printed that out, okay? Now, I wanted to use that for this applique. And so that's what print moda does, it prints fabric. So how did I create this? Now, one of the things that is quite unique with the scan-and-cut 325 and the Stellaire series and the Luminaire series is that they can actually be married together. They can be linked together, so I can take and do things that I can't do with any other machine, okay? So first of all, that applique that we cut, I didn't have to use a USB. It can send a design right from the scan-and-cut directly to the machine via Wi-Fi and cut it. Even while the machine, you're embroidering one part on the machine, the scan-and-cut could be cutting it. Talk about multitasking, okay? But it also unlocks capabilities in your machine. So here's a design that is an embroidery design, okay? You can see it's a beautiful stitched out, that's several different colors. But when I marry the scan-and-cut to the Stellaire series or the Luminaire series, I can choose the color blocks, in this case the checkered color, and I can turn it into an applique. And when I do that, I can send that to the Scan and Cut, and it cuts out those pieces automatically. And when you embroider it, you have the placement line, and I'm using Applique Wonder, and I can place that perfectly. So that's a feature that unlocks as soon as I marry the Scan and Cut 325 to the Stellaire series or the Luminaire. Now it also goes the other way. The Scan and Cut has all kinds of over 1,300 different designs that are for cutting. Well, I can send those designs to my design center, and from my design center, I can create like this sewing machine. Now that's perfect embroidery. Okay, so in telling that story, that's how I created this heart. First of all, I had in mind a specific color and shape of fabric. See, that's the thing. I wanted that rose because this was going to be something that went along with my daughter Miranda Rose's name and her birthday. So I created that fabric perfectly from my applique. Okay, so that's why I love print motive. Then I took the heart shape from the Scan and Cut, and I sent that to my design center. From there, I created it into embroidery, and then I highlighted the center, and that turned that part of it into an applique. I sent that to the Scan and Cut, it cut it out, placed it, and made that perfect embroidery design that I wanted. So again, this is why this is the trifecta, the ultimate package of creativity, by having all three of these products together. So let's go over the specials on this here. So first of all, we have the Stellaire XE2, and this is a dedicated embroidery machine. It has a suggested retail value of $9,999.99, and it's on special for $7,499.99. Okay, we're offering free shipping across the country, as well as interest-free payments. But wait, there's more. We're going to include that Print Moda Studio at no charge in combination with that. That's incredible. That's almost a $1,500 value free. But that's not quite the trifecta ultimate package. Now, if you add the Scan and Cut, it is the ultimate embroidery package. I mean, and this is actually a great buy. So total sale price for all three components is $8,199.98. That's incredible. I mean, that's less than half the price of other brands of machines that don't do all this here. And so I don't care if you already have a machine that's full featured, this is affordable to add this. And check out our interest-free payments on this. It's very affordable. Okay, so breaking news. I was just able to buy the very last of the Brother Stellaire XE1 machines. Now, if I add the upgrade kit to it, which I'm going to, it's identical to the Stellaire XE2. So the XE1 is a dedicated embroidery machine, and it'll have all the same features that I just described for the embroidery. Now, what's the deal? You can buy it, and we're going to include the upgrade for $59.99.99. We're offering interest-free payments plus free shipping across the country. But wait, there's more. This upgrade kit also includes the 7x12-inch magnetic hoop, which you have to buy extra with the XE2 or the XJ2, as well as I'm going to throw in the 5x7 magnetic hoop and a magnifying lens. So this will surely go quickly, so don't wait. Click on the link to order this. And by the way, if you want to add the Scan and Cut and the Print Moda, you can make this an ultimate bundle and save. But don't wait, we're going to run out of these shortly. Now, let's say you want to, you also want a sewing machine. That would be the XJ2. Okay, and so we have this package right here. It has a retail value of $13,999.99. It's on sale for $9,999.99, and we're including the Print Moda at that as well. And that's we have interest repayments on that as well, and free shipping across the country. But if we want to make it, again, the ultimate package, let's add the Scan and Cut, and that total package would be $10,699.98 for everything, for sewing, for embroidery, for applique, for quilting, for printing, everything. And that's totally amazing. Now, this is while supplies last, and it will end. If we run out of it, obviously it will. The special will end. So don't wait. If you have any questions, give us a call at 1-800-865-9664.